What makes BIM Show Live unique? Over and above the fact that it was the first conference and we've got a real great community and a network who have been working together for many years. We've got the 4 streams, we've got tech, we've got stories, we've got next generation, we've got people. So it's a real split. It's not just about the technology, but technology's always been at the core of what we do. I think the content program from the beginning is very different from where it is now. Interesting, quite a few of the same faces that have been around, not necessarily speaking this time, but still very much in the industry. But we were talking about new standards, we were talking about the value of BIM, coordination. I think 8 years later that's now been done. So now it's more about data, generative design, blockchain, all things that would never have been considered in a construction environment. This year we've got some fantastic classes which I've got no chance of understanding. We've got artificial neurological networks. Can you imagine that even being considered in the same term as construction? It's just unbelievable. And I go back to where we started in 2011. There was nothing like that on the agenda, that's for sure. We were talking about models and how we coordinated them. So we've definitely come a long way in 8 years. And I think that's the fantastic thing about BIM Show Live. We have 4 streams and we've actually added another class to each stream because we just couldn't decide at the end. And also, we just didn't want to leave some of this great stuff out. It was so great, so challenging. I always love the keynotes because they're often from different industries and they encourage us to challenge and make us think a bit differently, which is always great. But also I found this year there was a lot around culture and diversity, and I just thought that's really interesting. Some of the other things like blockchain and generative design, if I'm honest, possibly a little beyond my my brain as a Generation X, and I'll leave that to some of the new kids on the block. We've never thought of BIM Show Live as a trade show, and we often see trade shows and it's about people walking past and having a quick look at a stand. We've been very different. Our partners and supporters are very much part of the event, and we want them in the event and making contacts, making networks. And a lot of the people that come along as partners have built relationships that have been there for many years and have had those people as advocates of their platforms, their approaches. So I think that's an important part as well, because ultimately everyone's got the same drive, the same passion to transform the construction industry. The takeaway for this kind of event is always important. So it's not just about having 2 great days in Newcastle and meeting lots of people. You really want to go away and feel like you've learned something. Sometimes people do go away with a hangover. That certainly has happened because the bit in the middle of the 2 days is as important as the 2 days themselves sometimes. But I think the takeaway for me is always about people being reinvigorated, remembering what they're doing, why they're doing it, and feeling challenged, and hopefully learn something.